where the fun starts. It's not because of the stunning good looks. It's not because of audio equipment within the car. Who the heck puts a tape player in a car in 2007? It's not the fuel economy. Sometimes you can physically see the fuel gauge going down. Subarus are all about the driving experience. The sound of that flat 4 engine. For me, it is all about the driving. When you put your foot down, you can feel the power coming in. That's where the fun starts. I've always been around motorsport. From the age of 5, we were at Silverstone every weekend because my father had a shop in the pits there. So I was selling racewear, crash helmets, race boots to racing drivers of the day. From club events through to Formula 1 Grand Prix in the early 70s and through the 80s. I was there, motorsport every weekend. As soon as I could drive, joined the local motor club, started doing events. Started off with auto tests in my Mini Cooper and then progressed into co-driving in rallying, and that's when the love for rallying started. Did the Peugeot GTI Challenge the year after Richard Burns and Robert Reed won it, and part of the process for that year was that Richard and Robert were our mentors for our year. And Richard Burns, his dad, was actually our service crew. Followed Richard's career from there and into Subaru. That moment I wanted a Subaru. I had to have a Subaru. First test drive when I was 21 years old, I think it was, blagged a test drive at a local Subaru dealer. And then as soon as I could afford one, I bought one 23 years ago. That was the first Subaru that I bought, and that was a Bug-Eye STI that was imported from Cyprus. From then on, you know, it gets into your blood. There's something about them. The soul of the car isn't perfect. It's not a perfect car by any stretch, but it does everything that you want it to do as a driver. It does everything. For me, why I fell in love with Subaru was just driving them. There's nothing like it. It's all about the smiles per mile, not the miles per gallon. But this channel isn't about me, it's about you. So I asked a few of my customers this week why they drive Subarus. And this is what they said. Why do you drive a Subaru? Answer in the comments below.
My name's Chris. I've owned Subarus now for the last 20 years. It must have started when my friend bought a Subaru and convinced me not to go out and buy a Escort Cosworth. So he took me around the block, and that was it. From that day I was sold. I've had 8 now. Hopefully the numbers will stop because I've learned to stick with them. I've gone through phases where after 6 months or a couple of years I think, well, I need to grow up. So I've went to German. A couple of 335i's, AMGs, SL55s, very quick cars in a straight line, but very boring. And after 6 weeks, and at the most 2 months, sold it and purchased another Subaru. Anything from, I've still got a classic. I've got this as well as a daily. And I've had everything from classics to hatchbacks. Enjoy every single one of them. Even the hatchback being a 2-litre NA. Loved every minute of it.
Go for it.
Why I drive Subaru? Purely because there's no other feeling in the world driving a Subaru than you'll get in any other car. Whether it's in the rain, in the dry, going around roundabouts, cruising along, in the snow. Any other normal car, you're not getting around in the snow. The looks you get. I mean, you can drive one of these and everyone will notice it Whereas you can drive a nice BMW and no one really cares. You don't get the sound, you don't get the fun, and they're the best things going, basically.
I'm Scott. I've came down from Scotland to get my Subaru Spec C hatch mapped by Duncan, RaceDynamix, and it's worth travelling the distance. The reason I drive a Subaru is because I think from a young age I liked Colin McRae rally, things like that, and also my cousin had a P1 from the factory, and that sparked an interest massively with me. And my brother also had a version 2 STI, which also helped the kind of obsession. I got my own version 6 STI RA. It was modified greatly at a 2.1 forged, a billet 20G, and it was mapped Bandy Forest. It was very fast, and I unfortunately had to sell that for a house. But now I've got a Spec C hatch, and I can't see past them. They're so fun. It's not all about power. It's about how the way they drive, and it's different noises, different feelings you get when you drive it. It's just the way they are. I just really love them.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You're a natural. Nowadays, it's so refreshing to have a car that lets you take responsibility. There's no electronic gizmos that are telling you what lane to cross into, what lane not to cross into. No blind spot warning system, no collision avoidance system, just lets you drive, and it is an absolute pleasure. In the early cars, like my Forester STI, there's no traction control. There is ABS, but on some of the Subarus there aren't. Just lets you take responsibility. If you're going to have an accident, it's your fault, probably, but it certainly won't be electronic gizmos that have decided they're not going to help out at that particular point in time. Scooby wave, although he didn't wave back.